All right, so our first thing we're going to talk about is domain and range. So to read the question, it says the total cost in dollars to buy uniforms for the players on a volleyball team can be found using the function C equals 34.95U plus 6.25, where U is the number of uniforms bought if there are at least 8 players but no more than 12 players on the volleyball team. What is the domain of the function of this situation? Our important word is domain. And remember, domain is x, while range is y. So domain is x. My first thing I'm going to do is look at my answers. I have u, c, and then a list. So I know if I'm looking at my equation, y is always here, and then x is always here. So x is actually u in this situation. So I'm going to eliminate c, because that's range. This is domain. My other thing we're going to look at is this continuous or is this discrete? Continuous means that it has decimals. We'll say decimals. If it's discrete, we are going to count it. Decimals in it never ends. Never ends. So for this, we have uniforms. Uniforms. We cannot have half of a uniform, so we know we have to count the uniforms. Oh, 1 shirt, 2 shirt, 3 shirt. So that means it's going to be discrete, and discrete is always this, like these little weird brackets. Continuous is going to have the inequalities. So now that I know that F is continuous, which we can eliminate because we know my answer is discrete. This is discrete. And then this is discrete. So my answer is between H and J. So when I look at this, I know that domain is U, which is uniforms. And I know I have 8 players, and then I have 12 players. So I have to have 8 uniforms to 12 uniforms. So what answer choice has 8 and 12 in it? Very good, H. So J is our range, H is our domain. So if we look at our next example, it says the daily cost of hiring a plumber Y to work X hours on a repair project can be modeled using a linear function. The plumber charges a fixed cost of $80 plus an additional cost of $45 per hour. The plumber works a maximum of 8 hours per day. For 1 day of work, what is the range of the function situation? Again, we have range. That's going to be y. So I'm going to look at my answer choices and look at which answers I can eliminate. I can eliminate A and C. So when I look at it, I know I have a fixed cost of $80. So every time he's going to make $80. He always starts with $80. He always starts with $80. Always, always, always. So we know I have to start with 80, and I have to get to a different number. So look at my answers and which one starts with 80. Very good, B. And then let's go to our next example. These are a little bit easier. It says, It says a student ran a cross-country race from school to a local park. The graph shows the student's distance in miles from the park after running for X minutes. What is the range of the function for this situation? Again, we know that range is our y values, and we know that y is the up and down values. So if I look at my points, I have 0, 7, and then my other point I have is 0, 40, 0. So if I'm looking, I know that range is my y values. I know my y values are 0 and 7. So I need my answers of 0 and 7. Here I have 40, so that's no good. Here I have 7, but no 0. So B cannot be good. A is not good. On C, I have 0 and I have 40. 40 is not good. On D, I have 0 and 7. So D would be my correct answer. We're just trying to match the numbers. So we know 0 to 7. Those are the numbers we want. Our next example, it says, a student worked out at a gym continuously for 50 minutes. The graph shows the remaining percent of the workout as a linear function of x, the time in minutes. So it says, which answer choice best describes a domain and range of the function in the situation? So let's break it up. We have domain which we know is x. So let's highlight our x. We know it's x. And then we have range, which we know is y. So y. So let's find our 2 points. The 2 points they gave us are 50, 0, and 0, 100. So let's start with domain just because it's a little bit easier. We have 0 and 50. So I need my answer to have 0 and 50 for domain. So domain, 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 and domain. Let's look at those. I need 0 and 50. On the first one, I have 0. That's good. But I do not have 50. So A is out of the picture. It's gone. On the next one, we have -2. We need 0 and 50. So B cannot be the answer. On C, we have 0 and 50. That's good. That's good. On D, we only have 100, and that's not even the number we want. So now let's check C's range, just to make sure we know what we're doing. So it says 0 to 100. We have 0 for our y, 100 for our y. So we need 0 and 100. 0 and 100. They're both good. That's my answer. So let's keep going. For this one, it says, the graph of the function is shown on the grid. Plot the ordered pair that best represents the location of the y-intercept. Y-intercept. So we have y-intercept. That's going to be on the y-axis. If we look closely, we can see that it touches the y-intercept right here at 0, -5. And it says, plot the ordered pair on that best represents the location. So if you look at this graph, you see y right here. So this is right here. So they wrote the numbers real weird. So this is actually 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So just take the numbers up. So you're just taking these up. -4, -6, and then take these over. 2, 4, 6, -2, -4, -6. And I'm trying to put 0, -5 on this graph. I want to draw a point where it's at. So 0, -5 would be right here. 0, -5. That's how you would do these questions. Just put a point. Put a point. Put a point. So the next one, it says, the graph below models the value in US dollars of X British pounds at a given time. What is the rate of change in US dollars per British pound? So our important word here is rate of change. Our rate of change is going to be our M value, or our slope. M or slope, same thing. So we need 2 points. We need to make a table, X, Y. So we have 0, 0. This is a good one. And then we have right here, 10, 16. 10, 16. So when we go to Desmos, we are going to open Desmos, and we are going to make a table. Plus table, 0, 0, 10, 16. And we're going to write our equation. Y1 squiggly line mx 1 plus b. And that gives me m equals 1.6. So I know it's 1.6. So if I look at my answers, I know it doesn't match B, and I know it doesn't match D. So I'm going to change them here. I have 8 over 5, 8 over 5. That gives me 1.6. So that's probably my answer. And then I have 5 over 8, which gives me 0.625, which does not match. So my answer is A. So for my next one, let's see. Ooh, this one is going to take a minute, but that's okay. So we have the graph of the function is shown below. Which table shown has the same rate of change as the function graph below? So our most important word is rate of change, which is our M value, but it also says same. So same M, same rate of change. So we have to find the rate of change of the table. So let's see. Let's make a table. We have -2, 5. And then we have 0, -5, 0, -5. We're going to find the rate of change for that first. So table, -2, 5, 0, -5, y1 squiggly line, m, x, 1 plus b. We have m equals -5 for the graph. So I want to match m -5, and I want one of these to equal m negative 5. So m equals m equals m equals m equals. So you'll have to do the Desmos table 5 times. So plus, now let's do answer choice A. -2, -1, 0, 1. Then we have -4, -1, 2, 5. Then we do y1, squiggly line, mx1 plus b. And that gives me m equals 3, which is not -5, so A is not the answer. Now again, same thing. Table 0, 1, 2, 3. Then we have 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 12, 16. And we do it again. Y1, squiggly line, mx1 plus b. And that gives me m equals 4. Still not the same thing as -5. So now I have to do the same thing for answer choice C. Thank you. I have the table. I'm going to do -9, -9, -4, 1, 6. And then I have -6, -3, 0, 3. Same thing. Y1. I know it seems repetitive, but that's what you got to do. mx1 plus b. And that gives me m equals 0.6. Oh my gosh, that's still not the same. So let's try D. We have, again, start all over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 10, 5, 0, -5. Whoop, nope, -5. Right. Why won't that go here? -5. Y1, squiggly line, mx 1 plus 1 plus b. And that gives me m equals -5. So if we look, we know that we see m equals -5, m equals -5. They are the same. The same. So this would be my answer. D would be my answer. You would try the bottom two. For the next ones, we haven't done any of these, but I'm going to show you 2 examples too, because we've never done them. So it says, Adeline graphed the function y equals 5 parentheses 1 over 2 x plus 2 in her graphing calculator as shown below. An asymptote is a line or curve that a graph or a relation approaches more and more closely the further the graph is followed. Which of the following represents an asymptote of the graph? Our important word is asymptote, and it's kind of where this J shape starts becoming straight right here. So when we look at it, it starts becoming a straight line right here. So we're going to draw a line to help us. And we see that touches 2. So our asymptote is y equals 2. Y equals 2. So D is my answer. Most of the time, almost every single time though, it's going to be being a straight line at this line right here. So if we look on Desmos, we want to see which one matches that. So Desmos, where did I put Desmos? Right here. We have, let's see if it pops up, x equals 0 goes up and down. We know my line needs to go left to right. So I know x equals 0 can't be it. Then I have y equals 0. That goes left and right, exactly how I want it. So my answer is B. And that's how you would do those questions. Let me know if you need any help. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.